tapping and release. Tonight we're releasing on pain.
Yes, and it's not all pain is physical. We also understand that some of this is emotional. But before we get started, let's take 3 deep breaths, okay? Let's take three deep breaths just to start off with. Okay, so a nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Take another breath in and out. One last breath in and then out. Very good.
Yeah. So hello to all of our friends who are tuning in. This is Welcome to Mondays, tRt, Tapping and Release. And tonight, like we said at the beginning, we are here to relieve our pain. So the tension and held in our bodies.
Most definitely. As I said there in the beginning, not all pain has a physical existence within us. You know, we also know that no emotion lives in the body rent-free. So as we store and hold emotions, there's this language of the body where it's trying to get our attention to help us, to get us to deal with the things we need to deal with, to get us to release the things that we need to release. And because these emotions have a density to them, and in that density, it makes us feel heavier, it makes us feel more weighted down by life. So by holding on to these emotional events in our life, we end up actually getting chronic pain. And this is where the vast majority of chronic pain comes from, is from held emotions within there.
Exactly. So why don't we jump right into things, friends? This is a participatory live feed event, so we encourage you to participate and to join the releases, as when we release together, we really do feel the cumulative effect. So our first release is releasing ourselves from the pain of our physical body. So the actual physical feelings of pain within our body.
Okay, very good. So we're just going to start tapping on the side of the hand and just say, even though I have all this pain in my physical body,
even though I have all this pain in my physical body,
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Even though I have all this pain in my physical body,
even though I have all this pain in my physical body,
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
One more time. Even though I have all this pain in my physical body,
even though I have all this pain in my physical body,
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I release myself.
I release myself
from all this pain in my physical body.
From all this pain in my physical body. On the top of the head, I now release myself.
I now release myself.
From all those painful thoughts.
From all those painful thoughts.
That affect my physical body.
That affect my physical body. On the back of the head, I now release myself.
I now release myself.
From all this painful programming.
From all this painful programming.
That makes my body hurt.
That makes my body hurt. Over the ears, friends, I now release myself.
I now release myself.
From all those painful things I've heard.
From all those painful things I've heard.
That are currently causing me pain.
That are currently causing me pain. I release myself.
I release myself.
From all those things I've seen.
From all those things I've seen.
That make me carry pain in my body.
That make me carry pain in my body. Under the nose. I now release myself.
I now release myself.
From all the painful things I've said.
From all the painful things I've said.
That are causing pain in my body.
That are causing pain in my body. I now release myself.
I now release myself.
From all my painful words.
From all my painful words.
That are held in my physical body.
That are held in my physical body. On the collarbones. I now release myself.
I now release myself.
From all these painful sensations.
From all these painful sensations.
That are causing me all this pain.
That are causing me all this pain.
On the heart. I am a good person.
I am always healing.
I am kind and compassionate.
I am regaining my health.
And I am balancing my inner and outer world.
Because I am good.
Beautiful. Take a big breath, everyone.
Wonderful.
Well done. So we like to just jump in because we know that the best way to begin to move that energy forward is by releasing it from our body actively. Yeah.
Most definitely. It's these stories we keep telling over and over, oftentimes we find, that are linked back to the very traumas that are causing the pain in our body, causing our bodies to hold on to this pain. As I say, it's just your body just trying to get your attention to say, hey, let this go. It's kind of like when we're teaching people, and we also teach them about this, is that sometimes whenever people get muscle cramps and they get joint pain and that, all they need is it's your body is telling you to eat some salt. So we find that people take a pinch of salt and all of a sudden the pain goes away. Quite remarkable, really. It's just, we just have to learn what the signals of the body mean, because that's what pain is. Pain is just a signal. Right. It's just something to tell us that there's something going on.
Absolutely. And one of the things our body is trying to tell us is it's trying to communicate with us the stories that we're constantly telling ourselves. So a lot of the pain that we carry is the pain of replaying old past histories, old past stories, old past pains and fears. And in the moment that we retell them or relive them in our mind by saying that thing again inside ourselves, we actually recreate the sensation inside our body and hence create pain in the moment. So perhaps this would be a good time to release ourselves from the memory of our past pain. Yes? Come on, friends, let's tap and release together.
Even though I have a painful past,
even though I have a painful past,
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Even though I have all this painful history,
even though I have all this painful history,
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Even though I have this painful past,
even though I have this painful past,
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
On the forehead, I now release myself.
I now release myself
from the pain of my past.
From the pain of my past.
The pain of my old beliefs.
The pain of my old beliefs. On the top of the head, I now release myself.
I now release myself
from all these painful thoughts.
From all these painful thoughts
that keep bringing me into my past.
That bring me into my past. On the back of the head, I now release myself.
I now release myself
from all the painful programs.
From all the painful programs
I held in the past.
I held in the past. Over the years, friends, I now release myself.
I now release myself
from all these painful histories I keep retelling.
From all these painful histories I keep retelling.
And making myself listen to.
And making myself listen to. I now release myself.
I now release myself
from reviewing that painful story.
From reviewing that painful story. I now release myself.
I now release myself
from retelling that painful story.
From retelling that painful story. I now release myself.
I now release myself
from all the painful words I've said in the past.
From all the painful words I've said in the past. And I release myself.
I now release myself
from all these painful sensations inside my body.
From all these painful sensations inside my body.
Because of these old stories I tell.
Because of these old stories I tell.
I am present.
I am present. I am good.
I am good.
I matter.
I matter. Take a nice big breath, everyone. And just let yourself feel that beautiful relief. So you'll be noticing as we're going through, we've got a little list here because we wanted to make sure we've touched on all the different points that we wanted to take you through tonight. And we want to make sure that you got a full feeling of what it takes to actually release our pain. Because we would love to just say it's just a physical process and we'll do a physical thing and get rid of the physical thing. And there actually is a release we're going to be doing at the end with you. So that's pretty exciting. We're waiting for that. But until then, we want to take you through some of the general sources of pain that we feel collectively and individually. Yeah.
I agree.
So Danny already mentioned that pain is an indicator. That's a signal from your body that's letting you know important information from both the inner world and the outer world. So our objective isn't actually to completely get out of pain. Our objective is to learn to interpret the signals of our bodies and to lower the amount of actual suffering. So to take the pain levels to something that's comfortable and manageable.
An uncomfortable comfortableness.
That's right,
Yeah.
and understandable, because the very mechanism of pain gives you the opportunity to pull back on an action, whether it be a thought or an actual physical action. So it is a protective measure.
Oh, definitely, and it's also like the messenger too. So so if your body had, if its only ability to talk to you was through pain and pleasure, which is basically what it can do.
That is the language of the body.
That is the language of the body. It speaks to you through pain and pleasure. So if your thoughts and your emotions or the stories you're telling are painful memories, then the pain in your body is going to be telling you, please let this go, please let this go.
That's right.
So depending on how long you've been holding on to your pain or holding on to these traumas, holding on to these emotional events in your lifetime, you see, is going to actually affect the degree of pain you feel. So you may feel more pain the longer you're holding on to this. Think of it as the messenger is shouting at you now and trying to get your attention.
Most definitely. So the next release that we want to take you into, which we feel is very important, is to release the feeling of us not understanding our pain. So sort of like shooting the messenger, as opposed to saying, hey, thank you so much for letting me know that I've got this thing going on that is actually shortening my life. Oh my gosh, thank you, my body. Thank you for letting me know.
Because the body's not your enemy. It's not trying to hurt you. It's trying to talk to you.
Yeah, it's actually trying to warn you. Our body has an innate sense, an innate desire to be alive. And in fact, its whole existence depends on its ability to be alive. So it will do whatever it needs to get our attention. And sometimes that means, if that means creating pain so that we are actually made to stop an action or a thought pattern or a habit or behavior, then our body will do that.
Absolutely.
It will create the pain that's necessary in order to get us to actually pay attention and listen. So let's help ourselves out in this process, and let's release ourselves from the pain of misunderstanding our body.
Oh, okay. Even though I misunderstand the pain in my body,
I misunderstand the pain in my body.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Even though I think my body was failing me,
Even though I think my body is failing me,
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Even though I have this misunderstanding that my body is failing me,
Even though I have this misunderstanding that my body is failing me,
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I now release myself,
I now release myself,
form and all,
form and all,
from not understanding my pain.
from not understanding my pain. I now release myself,
I now release myself,
thoughts and all,
thoughts and all,
from not understanding my pain.
from not understanding my pain. I now release myself
I now release myself
from all the programming I received,
from all the programming I received,
telling me my pain was a bad thing.
telling me my pain was a bad thing. I now release myself
I now release myself
from telling the story
from telling the story
that pain is my enemy.
that pain is my enemy. I now release myself
I now release myself
from not understanding my pain signals.
from not understanding my pain signals. I now release myself
I now release myself
from misinterpreting
from misinterpreting
my pain signals.
my pain signals. I now release myself
I now release myself
from not understanding the language of the body.
from not understanding the language of the body. On the collarbones, friends, I now release myself
I now release myself
and I release my body
and I release my body
from all this miscommunication.
from all this miscommunication.
I am open.
I am open. I am always healing.
I am always healing.
My body is in support of me.
My body is in support of me. I am an open channel to love.
I am an open channel to love.
And so my body is healing all the time.
So my body is healing all the time.
And friends, just on the shoulder here, and I'm doing a really great job.
I'm doing a really great job at this.
Oh, fantastic.
Good job. Take a nice deep breath in. Amazing. Amazing.
Well done, everyone.
And you'd mentioned earlier, Kasha, about how people keep telling painful old stories over and over again, and we always, it's funny because through the years, as Kasha and I have been doing this and working with people, one of the things we always tell people is just quit telling your old stories. They're painful.
Yeah.
And they're causing you pain. And just by the very fact that you retell the story again and again and again about that fateful night or that whatever it was, as you keep retelling those stories, that pain, you keep re-enabling that pain within your body, that memory within your body, that your body so much wants to move beyond, because the body understands that you are a creator and that it wants to thrive and it wants to survive.
No, most definitely. And more than anything, our bodies want to be part of a brand new story, one that is filled with optimism and hopefulness for ourselves. So sometimes the biggest step we can take, especially when we're already in a state where we're hurting, is to little by little convince our minds that in fact this pain is something that we can overcome. And that in fact that, like all things, this too shall pass, and that things really are working out for me, and things are really getting better and better. And it's about day to day making an effort on your own behalf to find those little things in yourself that are working. So let's say, for example, one day you end up taking a walk and it actually feels a little easier to walk up that hill. Make sure you give yourself lots of praise.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's do some releasing to get rid of all those painful stories.
Let's do that. Let's get rid of the old stories so we can put a nice new story into our psyches.
Even though I keep telling those painful old stories.
Yeah, join us, friends. Even though I keep telling those painful stories,
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Even though I keep telling those old, painful stories.
Even though I keep telling those old, painful stories,
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Even though I keep telling that painful old story.
Even though I keep telling that painful old story,
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I now release myself.
I now release myself
from all my painful old stories.
From all my painful old stories. I now release myself.
I now release myself.
From all those old stories inside me.
From all those old stories inside me. I now release myself.
I now release myself.
From all those painful stories I've been told.
From all those painful stories I've been told. Over the years, friends, I now release myself.
I now release myself.
From all those painful stories I've heard.
From all those painful stories I've heard.
And accepted as my own.
And accepted as my own. I now release myself.
I now release myself.
From all the painful stories.
From all the painful stories.
That I believed.
That I believed. I now release myself.
I now release myself.
From all the painful stories.
From all the painful stories.
I've told.
I've told. I now release myself.
I now release myself.
And I release everyone around me.
And I release everyone around me.
From my painful story.
From my painful stories. I now release myself.
I now release myself.
And I release my body.
And I release my body.
From these old painful stories.
From these old painful stories.
I am ready for a new story.
I am ready for a new story. We
are ready
for a new story. We are healing.
We are healing.
We are mending.
We are mending.
We are letting go of the past.
We are letting go of the past.
We are good.
We are good.
And we are love.
And we are love.
There you go. Take a nice,
so well done, everyone. Breathe in.
Take a deep breath in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So these were the fundamental, these are some of the ones that, the themes that came up around pain as we tapped into the collective feeling and so tapped into you. But what we'd like to take you through now is our tRt sequence for tapping and releasing physical pain. So this is actually the sequence that we do when we have a physical pain, like for example, a sore knee.
For getting rid of the symptomology.
That's right.
Is basically, so this would be the superficial. So if we're not, sometimes we just get a pain and we don't understand it in the moment. Maybe we're preoccupied in our mind or whatever, but we can use this as, if you will, a painkiller. We can use we can use it as a painkiller instead of taking a drug. and it works really, really well. And as I say, it will relieve the symptoms of it. So what I want you to do is check in with your body right now and just see on a scale of 1 to 10 if you have something that's hurting on you. Then I just want you to just be aware of that. Okay, be aware of the part of your body. Let's just pick one part. I know maybe some of you are feeling pain all over, but let's just pick the one that steps out. And this is a thing, we want to get at each one of these. Okay, so we're going to show you one way of doing this. We're going to go through and we're going to use it for knee pain. My knee was a little sore today, so we're gonna see how that works.
And chances are a lot of people out there are having
if I've got
similar
knee pain,
symptoms.
Everybody's got knee pain.
So we're gonna use knee pain, but feel free to insert whatever pain it is that you're feeling. Okay.
Absolutely, if you have a pain in your back,
so that you can actually release whatever it is that you're feeling. So pain in the back, pain in the elbow, pain in the head, whatever it is.
So let's be descriptive of the pain too, if it's dull or it's sharp or whatever it is. So we'll give you we're going to speak to you the example, you fill in your words there, okay? How's that sound? All right? All right, so we start tapping on the hand and just say, even though I have this achy pain in my knee.
Even though I have this achy pain in my knee.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Even though I have this achy pain in my knee.
Even though I have this achy pain in my knee.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Even though I have this achy pain in my knee.
Even though I have this achy pain in my knee.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Now the tapping changes a little bit here. So we just tap on the forehead here. And we just say, this aching pain in my knee.
This aching pain in my knee.
On the side of the eye. This aching pain in my knee.
This aching pain in my knee.
Underneath the eye. This aching pain in my knee.
This aching pain in my knee.
Underneath the nose. This aching pain in my knee.
This aching pain in my knee.
On the chin. This aching pain in my knee.
This aching pain in my knee.
On the collarbone. This aching pain in my knee.
This aching pain in my knee.
And on the chest. This aching pain in my knee.
This aching pain in my knee.
Now while tapping here, take a slow breath in. Let it out. Always amazes me. My pain in my knees going. It always amazes me. I don't know why. 20 years of doing this, and it still amazes me.
It never gets tiring.
It never gets old.
It never gets old.
Yeah.
And there's this beautiful kind of calmness and stillness that goes through the entire body. So friends, whenever you find yourself in a moment where perhaps you're not in connection with the emotional underpinnings of why you're feeling a certain pain, we suggest just go directly to the relief and give yourself the relief in the moment. The pattern is a question mark around the face.
Down like that.
Down like that. It's simple. You just identify the pain. You always start with the three statements here at the beginning. That's your setup. Even those, yeah. And then go right to the release. Right to the relief. So we encourage you to try it, friends. We'd love your feedback to see how it all went.
We absolutely would love your feedback.
Yeah. And
we've been using this for a long time now, and it is so much fun to see people whenever they've had a pain and they've been holding on to it for a while, and we just say, well, hey, listen, let's try this. And so we do that and do the question mark point, and then the pain goes down substantially. Now remember, we've already done some tapping prior to this, so already we've got our cortisol levels are coming down already, our endorphins, our serotonin levels are going up, so we're already, those are natural painkillers, so we like those, so that's why we do this stuff, is because it works really well.
Yeah, and it feels better. So it feels good to feel good, friends, and everything that is feelable is healable. And if you have any questions, if you have questions about the techniques, if you'd like to have more information with us or have a session with us, we're available. And reach out, friends. We really want to know how this is working for you. We're really excited. And we love tapping into the collective pulse like this. We love you all.
I really like that. Everything that's feelable is healable.
Yeah, that's actually a Danny original.
Oh, honey.
Oh, it's true.
I love you so much.
Oh, it's a wonderful line.
We love you very much.
We love you so much.
Reach out, connect with us here. Connect with us at giveapain.com. We post videos up to our YouTube channel, which is Give Up Pain Now, And we've got some lovely videos out there for you to enjoy.
Yeah,
and as always,
yeah.
if you need our help, please reach out and contact us. We're always here for you.
Absolutely. Have a beautiful
Have a
evening,
marvelous
friends.
evening. We
Good
love
night,
you.
everyone.
Good night.
Good night.